and welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me. As always, please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment if you want to ask anything or just have your say. Then don't forget to leave comments below. Okay, so today I'm gonna talk about this. This is unscripted. Normally when I do a video I have a written script that I may read from. You might not, you might have seen it, but today this is going to be about me, part 2 of About Me. So I rewatched the first part, my first ever video that I done, and I said that in that I want to talk a bit more about me, and in recent videos I've done other things. I've steered away from that, but today this is just a vlog about me. So I want to talk about disabilities and what it actually means to me. So obviously in the world loads of people have a disability, and you know, hopefully in the edit I can get a picture here of the International Disability symbol, which is someone in a wheelchair in a blue badge. So that's, you know, just the sign for disability. But what does it symbolise? It doesn't symbolise much about disability. It symbolises someone who has a physical disability, so someone sitting in a wheelchair with a walking stick. But as we know, there are so many different forms of disabilities in the world. So physical, obviously that one. Mental disability is now being recognised, certainly in the UK, number of charities supporting people with a mental disability, which is, I think, is great. If you need to talk, then talk to someone. If you feel down about anything, if you have a mental illness, mental challenge, talk to someone and get the right help for you. And also there's sensory disability, so that could be like someone who's deaf, there might be someone who can't touch properly, or sense of smell. I'm sure that's a disability, but my disability is visual, which I mentioned in obviously my first ever video, which means I'm visually impaired. So what does that mean, visually impaired? Which there's so many different eye conditions out there that can cause limited vision or no vision at all, so it can be completely blind. So I'm partially sighted, visually impaired, which means I can see, but to a certain degree, a certain point. And what that means for me is that I can see short distance, not long sighted. So I used to have glasses when I was a child, right up until I was about 19, when I had a detached retina, and I had the gas bubble fitted to repair the damage, and eventually it led to me having cataract surgery, because from that operation I got cataract, which cataract comes after an operation or when you're elderly. So you have to have your natural lens replaced in a it's a simple procedure, it's a day procedure, and obviously you've got to take care of the cleaning and eye drops, medications and that, which meaning, because it happened in my right eye, so my left eye I wear a contact lens. It's a hard plastic lens that can last about 2-3 years. It's supposed to get changed every couple of years, and you have to have solution and clean it every night and that sort of thing. So being visually impaired, you get some tools. I have a symbol cane. You may have seen blind people use these quite a lot. Some blind people have a ball on the end, so walk along the pavement like that. Some just hold it. So because this is foldable, it's good. You can conceal it in your pocket if you don't want it out. So you can hold it like that in front of you. So hopefully the person that's coming your direction will see that you're visually impaired. Now I don't use this, and I should, but I don't use this because I feel that nobody takes any notice of me. So I'm only a short person, about 5'3", 5'4" in height, and a lot of people are much taller than me. They're looking eye level, so I'm down here and they're looking that way, so they're not concentrating. They've got earphones in, chatting on their phones, or they're in a group of friends and they don't see me coming. So, and I find it so irritating, and it frustrates me a lot. So I really want to use this again, but I'm a bit like shy about it. So I've really got to toughen up, take the bullet that I am who I am. That's me. I've also given a binocular or a telescope, and this allows me to see long distance. So if a bus is coming, for example, I can just look down the lens and see if that's my bus that I need to get. I mean, it's handy. Again, I don't really want to be seen doing that all the time, because people might get the wrong idea, or it looks a bit strange. I don't think I could trust him. But again, I've got to start using these tools, these equipment again, because obviously it's going to affect me personally as well. So from the British government, they also help me financially, getting a disability allowance, which I'm very grateful for. And that just helps me to buy, if I need to buy things for my eyesight. So more contact lens solution also comes in handy, to re-moisten my lens. It goes dry and it goes misty. So that's the aspect of it. So having a visual impairment also affects my job opportunities. So it affects what I can do for a living. In terms of living, I've always wanted to be something that I can't. So when the year before I left school, we had a careers advisor, takes you out of certain lessons and sit down and talk about what you're going to do, what do you want to do when you leave school. So to this point, I wasn't sure what I want to do. I want to do something physical. I don't want to sit behind a desk, because I can't sit still. I have to move. I've got to get up. So I said about construction, and my careers advisor, she said, she rang up the college, and the college wasn't prepared to take me on because I might be a risk at doing construction, because it's all close work, it's all detailed, the measurements, you've got to get them spot on. You can't be a centimetre. Obviously when you're building on a building site, you can't have a brick that's, or a bit mortar, that's out by half an inch or half a centimetre or a millimetre, because that can affect obviously the structure, and obviously the firm that I could be employed by could be in trouble, and I could be in trouble as well. So that wasn't an idea. So I left school unemployed. I didn't want to go to college. I'd done 2 years in my GCSEs for media studies, and I thought I might do games development. I like playing computer games in my spare time. I might just do that. So when I left school, I left unemployed because I wanted to look for a job. I decided not to go to college because I'd done 2 years of media, and then I need to do another further year media, which now I think back, I could have used that as my advantage. I've done the work before, I could do it again, but maybe I can do it better this time, but I didn't think about that. So I had a couple of job interviews for retail positions, and unfortunately I was unsuccessful, and this carried on pretty much most of my working life. My cataract started to develop in 2009, so then I went on to another form of benefit rather than obviously job seekers. And then, I failed the medical, but I went for the tribunal and passed that because it was affecting my daily life. How I can't work. But I did, in October 2010, work for a supermarket, and then I doing trolleys and baskets, 3-month work trial till January 2011, and it didn't work out. So for the next few years, I was unemployed. Struggling mentally. It was mentally draining, and it was tough for me personally. And then I felt quite emotional, and then when another work course, and my advisor wanted me to try again with volunteering, so I did that. And then in 2016, I managed to get volunteering, and then I'm now been into work for 2 years now. So 2 years doing simple cleaning tasks. So with different cleaning companies, and that's where I'm at with my disability. So disability is a very strong point for me, and it is frustrating to feel like this, to be like this, and that's what disability is for me. And I want people to recognise that disability affects different people in different ways, and not to judge. I don't want people to judge and say, well, that person's useless because they have a disability. But just because they have disability, it doesn't mean I don't have a brilliant mind. Okay, so I'm going to cut now because I've been going on for ages. Extraordinary. I didn't think it was that long. It didn't feel that long. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please, if you got this far, like, share, subscribe, comment. Thank you for taking 14 minutes of your life to listen to me. Thank you.